Ba.
Ban.
Bi.
Bing.
Bo.
Bon.
Bong. Auniche Netoroko Coleman.
Togoko Marie-Ange.
And this is another video in our mini-series about pronunciation and tricky sounds in Bambara, Jula and Malinke. And in this one, I want to focus specifically on something that really is hard for Americans. I think that Marie-Ange is actually really good at it, so she's probably going to be not helpful in this video, but maybe she has some really good tips, and that is nasalization. Can you remind us of what that is? Do you remember? Like, how would you recognize it in writing?
In writing, it's writing with the unko. So with the dot.
Okay, yeah. So
it's different.
In unko, there's a specific diacritic, a specific mark that goes below the letters to mark nasalization. You put it below a vowel. In Latin-based script, you would mark it just by having an N. So it's the N, right? We did another video previously that was about the syllabic nasal, which is written with an N. In this case, it also is the letter N, right? But it goes after a vowel. So can you think of any words that you know that end in a N? What about, for instance, I was thinking of a word like bon.
In French?
No.
Bon.
So
I promise to take this again.
All right, so let's take it in Jula. Bon means house or like a room. So for instance, in Jula, it's very frequent that you would use it to refer to any house or building. In Bambara, they normally say so. In a word like bon, right, it's not beau, it's bon, right? Bon. So nasalization is going to be when you take that vowel, which is an O sound, so bo, and then you're gonna, at the end, let the air come out through your nose, so bon.
Bon.
And then you're kind of doing the same thing we did with the syllabic nasal that we covered in an earlier video, but now you're letting it trail after that vowel. So you can see that it's a slow transition. Like for me, I normally tell people like, boom. You can see there's almost like a switch, like boom, boom. That's kind of the way, I don't know if you can do it and exaggerate it a bit.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, so by the end you're nasalizing it, so that's where you've actually kind of closed the passage to your mouth and instead you're letting this sound come out of your nose. And that's what nasalization is. The other thing that can be a little bit tricky, even for French speakers, is that French nasalizes some words. Like, so for instance, you can say bon, ben, but they don't do it on words like be, they wouldn't say bing, they can't do it on that. Whereas in Jula and Bambara and Maninka, you actually do it on all 7 vowels. So every single vowel can be nasalized. So sometimes that can be a little bit tricky. But what you want to do is take that principle that applied to our example, bon, right? And you want to apply that to all of them. So what I thought could be useful was that we would actually go through each vowel, all 7 of the vowels, and we'll try to say it without nasalization and then with nasalization. So the first one that I had in mind is we would say ba.
Ba.
Which could mean river. And then if we say bang.
Bang.
Bang means to finish. Ba, bang.
Ba, bang.
Ba, bang.
Ba, bang.
All right, so the next one that I wanted to look at is with our closed E. So this is like what it looks like the normal E for English speakers. This is kind of our unofficial one, but we could say say.
Say.
And then you could say sing.
Sing.
That actually means
foot.
It means your foot or your leg. Say, sing.
Say, sing.
Say, sing.
Say, sing.
All right, so the next example is going to be with our open E, fait.
Fait.
Right, so if you say fait, would mean at my place. So in French, they would say chez moi. If we add nasalization to it, and this is kind of ignoring the tone, so don't think about the tone, but if we say fin.
Fin.
It means a thing, just a thing in general. Fait, fin.
Fait, fin.
Uh-huh.
It sounds like how some British people will say thing. They'll say this thing.
Careful though, you don't want it to sound like fang, right? It's not an English NG.
Yeah.
That's actually my general tip to people. You want to think, okay, it's like an English word. Let's take a word like king, right? ING at the end. But think you want to remove the sound that you associate with the G. So it's not king, but rather king, king, king. So don't get to the G, right? So it's not fang, but fang.
Not fang, fang.
Fe, feng.
Fe, feng.
All right, so the next one that we want to do is with the letter I, bi.
Bi.
And then we can nasalize it and it becomes bing.
Bing.
So bing korokodi. Do you know what bing means?
Grass.
Bing.
Bing.
Bi. Bing. All right, so we already did this example before, but just to make sure that we cover everything, let's do it with a closed O. Bo.
Bo.
And then we nasalize it, it becomes bon.
Bon.
Okorokodi.
Bon means, oh my gosh, you just said.
Yeah, what is it?
Hold on, I remember. House.
House. Or room. It depends where
Yeah.
you are. It's a dialect thing.
And what does bo?
Bo is actually just an artificial word, but if you said it with the right tone, you said bo, then it
Bo.
would mean poop.
Ah, cool. Good to know. We never know.
So bo, ani bon, but you can hear the tone is different, right? We don't say
Yeah.
bon.
Yeah.
That's the nasalized one. We just say bon. Whereas
Bon.
if you were talking about excrement, then you say bo.
Bo.
But
Bo.
the nasalization is different. So bo, ani bon.
Bo. Ani bon.
Bo, ani bon.
Bo. Ani bon.
Okay, so the next one is with our open O. So for instance, jo.
Jo.
That means like a net or a hammock. And then if you say jong,
Jong.
means who. Jo, jong.
Jo. Jong.
Okay, our last one is with the U sound. Du. In Jula, we would say lu. So that refers to the courtyard. Sometimes in French, we would say la concession ou la cour. So it's the courtyard, traditionally, where all the houses of like one family member or one big family would live. Du.
Du.
Then we can compare it with dung.
Dung.
But nasalize that on a little bit more. So we have du and
Du.
dung.
Dung.
Yeah, so sometimes nasalization can be tricky. There are some words where it's unstable. It's not going to be contrastive if you don't have it, but there are some words where it literally changes the meaning entirely. So
Yeah.
you need to know, okay, is it a word where it's kind of optional depending on someone's variety, or is it a word where you definitely need it? In the case of du and dung, right? Dung means to eat. So du in Bambara means courtyard. In Jula, the D becomes an L, so we say lu, and then we would have dung, meaning to eat.
Dung.
The other thing I should point out, if I'm being completely honest, is that Jula speakers will say kadumu, right, instead of kadung, right? So dung is Bambara, dumu is Jula, du, dung.
Du. Dung.
I think that's it for this one. Is there anything else that you would like to add, Marie-Ange?
No.
All right, so why don't you wrap this one up for us?
Guys, thank you so much. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Please comment as well if you really liked it. And we'll see you we'll see you when?
In the next video.
We'll see you in the next video.
Aoniche.
Bye.
Aukambe. Kam bang.
Come bang.
Kang bang.
Bang.
What's the word for who?
I forgot.
Jong.
John.
Jong.
Oh no.
Jo.
No, can we do it again? Let's do it again. Stop asking me anything.
No,
I
I
don't
like
know
it.
anything.
All right.